Greetings, welcome to week 6 of EDU 625 PD in the LC. I'm John Thomsen. Hopefully you're enjoying this course. Let's move forward on week 6 presentation. Remember this, what is a PLC? My working definition, educators committed to working collaboratively in ongoing process of collective inquiry and action research to achieve better results for students they serve. Collective, collaborative, action research, and again, working to get better results for kids they serve. A few ideas that we would like to review with you. First key ideas, remember for some adults, their attitudes are going to follow new behaviors. Remember that in a learning organization or a professional learning community, we learn by doing. Learning is part of what we do. We ask our students to learn, and we as adults need to learn as well. Really important that we keep a pulse and try to nurture a positive culture, because that culture dictates the curriculum, instruction, opportunity to learn, and the daily decisions made by teachers. Remember the system. A good person in a bad system, the system's going to win out every single time. So this course is about nurturing and developing good professional development plans to help adults learn so that students can learn and grow as well. And if you develop a healthy system based upon learning for all, that's going to end up well for kids. So this is about the system. 4 questions. Remember, what do you want students to learn and be able to do? That's the curriculum. The assessment aligns with question 2. How do we know the students have learned that? Intervention deals with question 3. What do we do with the students that haven't learned what we want them to do? And the 4th question deals with extensions. What do we do with the kids that already know what we want them to learn? So when you frame 4 key questions around your learning organization, all students move and grow forward. Loose, tight leadership's important. We're tight on the PLC questions. We're tight on defining the system. We're tight on intervention for students. That's non-negotiable. Loose is how we achieve that, the educational decisions teachers make in order to help all students learn and grow. It's kind of a loose piece. Certainly you're incorporating best practice there. How you develop positive relationships with kids, the tight, that's important. How you do that is the art of teaching. So keep a pulse on the loose, tight leadership. Very important as you move your organization forward. As we move this thing forward in terms of PLCs, leadership has some great responsibilities. So whether they're going to be a gentle guide, if they're going to provide an extendable leash that sometimes has to get pulled back in if groups or teachers get too far out of what we're really working on, or in some cases reins. Some people need to be reined in and really brought in back to the key learning that we're doing, as well as how we're making sure that students are learning as well. So it's structured, it's professional, and there's some autonomy as well. So structured professional autonomy aligned to the mission and vision of the organization, and based upon the culture and based upon where the organization's at and based upon the members in the organization, there's either gentle guidance, we're providing an extendable leash, or there's reins. And those 3 analogies may be viewed as disrespectful by some people, but leadership has a great responsibility to make sure collectively you're building alignment and coherence around the things that matter. Key ideas about professional development. As a result of the professional development, what is really going to look different on Monday morning? What are the specific, observable behaviors that are new, that are aligned to best practice, that are going to help all students learn and grow? I refer to those as the SOBs. What's going to look different on Monday as a result of the PD? New learning must be applicable, practicable, make a difference, and have results that are measurable. Consider the program participants. When you design it, think about the content, the changes that are required by the learners, the adult learners, the operational context, how are you going to realize this forward on your local context, as well as the community and societal forces. All those things need to be considered. Identify who needs assistance and support in applying new learnings, not one and done. And finally, make sure you're using formative assessment practices to guide your professional development plans, as well as summative tools to evaluate the PD learning experience for adult. Just like we monitor our student learning in the classroom using formative assessment tools after each professional development learning experience, you should use some type of formative assessment for feedback to make sure you're hitting the target. So in week 6, we're going to be spending some time on creating a budget and a marketing plan for professional development. Key questions: how do you develop a functional budget and marketing plan when devising a local professional development plan? And then how do leaders sustain the improvement process and nurture collective commitment around both short-term and long-term goals? A few ideas about developing a budget and marketing plan. You have to think about your resources to direct the work for budget, for the development of a budget. Are you working in a for-profit approach? Are you trying to generate additional revenue for your organization? Are you simply trying to break even? Or are you willing to do this for a loss and you've set aside funds in order to make this happen? Which is not unusual, but it's really good to figure out of the get-go, are you for-profit, break even, for loss? Expenses include internal staff, external staff, instructional materials, facilities, food, travel, equipment, special services, marketing plans, general costs, and other costs. When you are developing your budget, make sure you identify all these things very clearly, delineate them, the anticipated cost, so you can track that over time. Consider the audience interest, the experiences, the background, your local context, and the wider environmental factors when you are putting this together and planning your budget. And it's important from a marketing standpoint that you really sell the experience or capture the attention of potential participants. Include details. I think one of the things we're lacking in education is promoting our local learning and trying to make sure we design it with some excitement in mind and build in the necessary components to attract the attention of our adult learners and help them understand why this is important. Marketing tool, inviting, should be inviting and visually attractive, appealing display of critical programming information, the product, the price, place, and really you're going to promote it. So these things all tie together. Just like we want to capture the student's attention in the classroom, we want to help them learn something new, help them understand why it's important, help them understand how they can apply it. We want to do the same thing with planning professional development with adults. So the assignments for the 6th class, you're about to conclude week 6 PowerPoint. Hope you're enjoying it. You're going to read Caffarella and Daffron, chapters 12 and 13. Duford and Fullen, chapter 5. I've included some Hanover Research, which is a research firm from the East Coast that does a lot of in-depth research around key ideas. This is one of their best reports entitled Job Embedded Professional Development Research. Give that a real close look. I don't think you would be able to find research as tight and well done as this. And hopefully you can use some of those ideas in your final project. We'd like you to review the assignments carefully, the directions, and the corresponding rubric. We have the online discussion questions, and Unit 4 is going to deal with format, scheduling, and staffing, again drawing back to previous reading from last week. And then also reading from this week, budget and marketing, making sure that we can tie up Unit Project 4 and Unit Project 5 during week 6. So looking down the road, reads week 7, we're going to launch that final assessment that really is going to bring together Unit Project 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and incorporate that all into one final project that is your professional development plan. So I want to thank you for your participation in EDU 625. I hope it's going well for you. Please let me know if I could be of any assistance. Thanks and have a great week.